I just created a 30-day challenge I set for myself and painted 45 original watercolour paintings. I painted every single one of these in just 1 month, and I filmed the entire journey. It wasn't always easy, but I got it done. And in this video, I'm not just going to show you every single one of them, but I'm going to tell you the real reason I put myself through this public marathon. And the answer might surprise you. A month ago, I felt creatively stuck and my studio was abandoned. Today, this is what my studio wall looks like. So let me show you what 45 paintings in 30 days actually looks like. Ta-da! There it is. Ta-da! But here's what's interesting. This challenge wasn't actually about watercolour at all. As I explained quite a bit through the paintings, it was about overcoming a rut I'd got stuck in. Well, actually ended up doomscrolling, and I wanted to get out of it. And it's a bit like when you make a public statement that you're going to give up smoking or something like that. It was the pressure of public embarrassment that I needed. I could have just stayed in the studio and said to a few friends, I'm going to paint these paintings, but no one would hold me to account. They love me too much, right? What I needed was to be under the pressure that I created, but put out there publicly. It was like the perfect gun at my head. And because I'd shut down all those previous structures that I was using before, such as gallery commitments, commissions for clients, and general pressure that I would put myself under with auctions and newsletter offers of paintings to my client list, I'd just fallen away from it because there was no great pressure.
So this is my life at the farm. I've just spent, and I have just put in 65 latent greens. Oh, that looks so nice. 65 latent green trees.
When I started the challenge, I just looked back at the early videos. I just looked terrible. I was dead. I was feeling so bogged down. I was dragging myself into the studio. I wasn't radiant in myself and I wasn't radiant in my work. I was exhausted and I hadn't even started. But I knew from decades of experience that once I got fired up, I would actually be the opposite. And it worked. What changed everything was that the public commitment created accountability. And the discovery, I realised in a far more conscious way than seems like, this is a duh moment, that my creativity is absolutely linked to communication. Just kicked up on a new level of how important that is to make that truly conscious, not just a sort of a, yeah, well, yeah, okay. What you can take away if you're not currently an artist or you're an amateur artist or you're just, starting out, is that before I started this, there was nothing on that wall. And now there's that on that wall. You don't actually have to be a renowned artist. All those works don't have to be saleable, but just do something. Do something every day. Get them on the wall. You don't even need a big studio. You can work on the kitchen table with watercolour. They're just double postcard size. Here we go. I've just laid it all out. That's everything I used in totality. All could fit in a kitchen drawer. A little watercolour kit, shove it in the drawer when the family comes in for dinner. It can be done. Use my challenge to give you a bit of an idea, throw your own topics in. But the key is set yourself a challenge. Make a commitment to yourself. Film yourself with an iPhone. Let me know if you do that. I'd love to see how you go. Drop me a comment. Let me know. I've got social media, so go over there and tell me about it over there if you want. It's really about occasionally doing hard things to push yourself across the line. You don't have to stress yourself out all the time. But now and again, we've got to remind ourselves that the only way to actually get something significant done is to make a big push, just like I did. If you want to see how I created each of those paintings, check out the 30-day watercolour challenge in my playlist on my YouTube channel, Helen Norton. I've got some more exciting content coming up for this channel with more painting experiments and challenges, which I reckon are really fun. I've already actually filmed quite a lot of them. Some of them are a bit crazy. The first one I think I might share with you is painting your morning pages. That one's pretty funny. It's more of an invitation to actually find different ways of motivating yourself using art. There's also going to be another 7-day series, Paint Like a Kid, and I've got another 4-part series, which I've almost finished, of me painting a major narrative oil painting, where I bring you along with me in the studio as I go through the process and all the sort of things that happen in the, I guess you could say, thinking and designing of that painting. And if you're interested in the deeper aspects of staying creative and more along the lines of motivation, coaching for artists by exploring some disruptive thoughts and some breaking up of some of the cliche concepts around being an artist, a professional artist, or even if you're thinking about becoming a professional artist. It's where I bring my total experience to play. There'll be no painting tutorials or, what brushes to use, etc. It's all about mentorship. I guess you could call it coaching, fair bit of psychology involved, but in a more holistic way, about your total life as a creative person, as a creative artist. And that channel is called An Artist Forever, and I'll put the link down below. I'd love it if you'd go and subscribe if you're interested. All right, thank you so much for joining me for the challenge and for watching this video, and stay tuned, there's more coming. Do you want to see how easy it is to unload all the crap in your head onto a piece of butcher paper? This is a new way of doing morning pages. And strangely, it underpins what a lot of non-objective abstraction really comes from. Some people do morning pages with a pen and a paper or a typewriter, but you can also do this. And there's a lot to be said about how much more powerful it is to put your expressions and your download of all that junk in your head into the physical form, where you don't actually have to rationalize anything. You just action it out. Do it in a sketchbook, it doesn't matter. On the kitchen table with some cheap kids' paints or crayons, anything. And the crazy thing is that this sort of stuff can be transformed into amazing abstract paintings or even figurative, expressive type abstracts.